Dame Margaret Paisley to write a massive report which didn't say anything but summed up, yeah, creating a super city, creating one big city in Auckland is an okay idea. And Dame Margaret Paisley is actually Lillian Paisley, who was married to James Frederick Paisley, who's Steve Paisley, who was jailed for 15 years for triple murder in the Mr. Asia heroin trafficking ring. And Lillian Paisley, who's now Dame Margaret Paisley, was also heavily involved in the heroin trafficking, the murders and the drug money laundering in Australia. And somehow she has become the person, a dame, who goes through every government department. She's gone through about 8 or 10 of them and therefore influenced all the others. She's gone through every government department according to the CIA protocols and ensured that no government department in New Zealand works. That is, every government department in the country has been sabotaged. So you go to the police and the police are totally slack. So now when citizens in New Zealand want help, they actually bring fire and ambulance because the police are watching porn.
So what's the benefit of making dysfunctional the entire government?
Well, it means that you go to complain or you seek some corruption or whatever, nothing happens. And like if you're assaulted and you go to the police and you say, I was assaulted, they let the assaulter go free and they charge the victim. That way the assaulter can create another crime and the victim will be criminalised. So that's occult mafia stuff, that's sabotage stuff. So what's happened is we've got these $28 billion worth of assets that are currently being stolen by the CIA for the development of Antarctica. Now, the current mayor of Auckland is a CIA agent called John Banks, and he used to own or have shares with Phil Warren in the Tony's restaurants. And in the 60s and 70s, we were only allowed 1 or 2 restaurants in the entire Auckland, so it was dominated by the CIA. And they used to keep transvestites in the back of the restaurants and got heavily into drug trafficking. And John Banks is controlled by his history of drug trafficking and pedophilia. Right. So he's trying to create a super city, which is a robbery.
Greg, I wish we had more time today. I'm going to bring you back. This is fascinating. I must say to my audience that if anyone's interested in revisionist history, which may very well be more accurate than conventional histories, I think a great place to start would be Greg Hallett. Visit his website, greghallett.com. Greg, this has been a fascinating experience. I want to thank you for coming on to the show. I appreciate it greatly. A real pleasure. Yep. Jim Fetzer, your host on The Real Deal.